Hello everyone, welcome to the chicken coop. I want to share with you 3 things that took me many years to figure out, even though they're really simple, and it makes chicken keeping even easier than it already is. Now, even though they do free range, usually on the weekends or when I get home from work if there's daylight, I generally just keep them in a pen that I made. And with my old coop, I would have to go into the pen, walk over to the little chicken door and open it up to let the chickens in and out. And it was a pain in the ass. I had to stoop down so my head didn't hit the net, step in chicken shit every morning. This was the best idea I had. Just a simple sliding door. So here it is from inside the run. It slides open and closed, and it is way easier and cleaner and quicker to close up the chickens and let them out. That's the first thing. Here's the next 2 things. For years I used the typical sort of like bucket style with the trough around the bottom edge feeder and waterer. They both sucked. The waterer sucked because they would shit in the water and I'd have to dump out more water than they even drank because it would get so dirty so quick. So this is what I upgraded to. Regular 5-gallon bucket. And I bought these little, they're called waterer nipples, chicken waterer nipples. They just have like a little check valve in there, kind of like a rabbit waterer bottle. And my chickens learned pretty quick. You just poke the little valve there yourself with your finger to get some water, and they figure it out pretty quick. They do leak a little bit, and not even leak, just like when the chickens peck there's some excess that drips off. So I found this big tray, low-lipped tray, so it catches any drips rather than it soaking into the bedding. The next thing is the feeder. Again, I just used the regular barrel, like trough-looking feeders, and they would mess with the food, especially I think in the winter right now. They're kind of bored, they're hanging out in the coop a lot, so they just mess with the food. They kick it around with their beak and it gets everywhere. I thought I had a rat or a possum or something eating all the food. I'd fill up the feeder, and next day it would be half empty. So I made this. It is awesome. It's a box I made out of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood I think. These are 3-inch 45-degree street L's. And I have the L pointing down, and the bottom part of the L, like where my fingertip is pointing, I did kind of cut that off with a saw, so a little bit more food would come out easily. And it works great. Actually, this right here is the most amount of food waste I've ever seen in the several weeks or months that I've had this, which is way less than anything I've ever seen before. Inside the box, kind of, well, you can't see the whole thing, but on the back side I have an angled board to help channel the food towards these 2 holes. I have 13 chickens. I was a little skeptical about only having 2 holes, but I really think it's fine. They're not all eating all the time. Now, as I'm talking, those are the 3. Sliding door, the waterer, and the feeder. I got 2 more bonus ones. So 4 tips for the price of none. Chickens, they like to roost at night, obviously. So I have some roosts for them to sit on. But they're indiscriminate. They'll sit on the feeder. They'll sit on the waterer. They'll shit on it while they're sleeping. So I made this handy little thing out of scrap plywood. And you can see it's doing its job, keeping it off the waterer to keep it nice and clean. I have this piece of wire here, so I can hook it up on a nail. Now I can easily access the feed and water. There you can see it doing its thing. Well, I can't quite show you well, I mean, you know, it's in there, but it works pretty damn well. Now the last little tip, I had trouble with, my chickens are sort of night owls. They like to stay out when it's getting dark, and they come inside the coop right when it's pretty much dark. So they can't see when they're in here. So they get a little confused, and only a few of them were roosting. The rest, they would just sit in the nesting boxes. And again, when they were sleeping there at night, they would poop in the nesting boxes and make a mess, and the eggs would be dirty and everything. So I put a window in. You think, oh, they're chickens, they don't need windows or whatever, but the window definitely helps. Since I put the window in, all or nearly all the chickens are always on roosts. The nesting boxes are far, far cleaner. There you have it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps out some of you guys and gals out there. And enjoy your fresh eggs. Thanks for watching. Come on back for more.